Hello, my name is Alex Lugo. I'll be presenting my project on Costa Rica. So as an introduction, Costa Rica is a country located in Central America between Nicaragua and Panama. The country is known for its beautiful tropical forests, where tourists from around the world go to explore. It is also heralded for its progressive climate change policies, and just progressive policies in general. The country has taken steps to protect the forests that attract tourism from around the world because tourism is so vital to the country. The country features beautiful beaches, mountains, and forests known across the world. And on the left, you can see two of the big tourism destinations. On the top, you can see the Tabacon Springs, which are located in the northern region of the country. And then at the bottom left, you can see the Rio Celeste waterfall, which is also located in the northern region. They're around the same area in the north. And the country's capital, as you can see in the map, is located in the center where the star is. San Jose is the name of it. And the country as a whole houses over 5 million people, according to CIA data. Um, One topic I did want to go over was the politics in the country, as people around the world do study those politics closely. As stated before, the country's climate change policies are praised around the world, and in terms of politics, that is usually what Costa Rica is known for. Costa Rica has one of the most recognized climate change initiatives in the Americas, and climate change is a big topic, not only from people viewing the country from outside, but within it as well, as the residents do enjoy the natural landscape of the country. And not only that, but it is also a big driver of the economy there, as I said before, the natural resources that it offers attracts tourists from around the world. And climate change does threaten that same landscape that Costa Rica is so known for, and what ultimately brings tourists to Costa Rica. Um, Climate change is also threatening the country's coffee export, although the coffee export isn't huge compared to other Latin American countries. It is significant, and the coffee, because of climate change, coffee plantations see less yield and lower quality coffee. So it is one of the things that is threatening the economy there. However, Costa Rican politics, they're not only about climate change. One of the big issues seen recently is gay marriage and the religious sector's reaction to that. The most recent presidential election, 2018, was taken over by the issue of gay marriage. And with a rise in Protestants, according to a Pew Research poll, the 2018 presidential election's main issue um, did focus mostly on gay marriage. Um, the That same poll showed that only 14% of Protestants supported gay marriage, while only 32% of Catholics supported it. The poll also showed that 70% of the country identified as Catholic. However, the presidential candidate supporting a ban on gay marriage eventually lost his election in 2018, and subsequently, gay marriage was legalized in 2020. Even with the legalization being permanent, it is still a big topic today in the country. Um, and then I want to move on from politics to tourism, because tourism is just such a big part of the country. Um, Specifically, ecotourism. On top of the beaches that Costa Rica offers, it does offer over 100 volcanoes, rainforests, mountains, anything that you see in Latin America, except it is just so abundant in Costa Rica that people from around the world go to see it. Um, it is, and as I said, the tourism is a big driver of the economy there. But it's not only the landscapes that people go for, it is the wildlife. As you can see in the pictures, the country hosts toucans, sloths, just some of the many unique wildlife you'll see there. And it does it does bring a lot of people who want to see those animals who may not have them readily available in their home to come and explore the country for that specifically. Another aspect of tourism is healthcare tourism. As American healthcare becomes some of the most expensive in the world, Costa Rica is one of the many countries seeing Americans visiting the country for healthcare tourism. And healthcare tourism is basically when someone visits a country to get treatment for a lot less of the price they would pay at home. It's not only seen as a way to save money, but it's also just seen as a way to get healthcare in a new place, just enjoying a new country as a way to travel almost. And Costa Rica, because of its tropical appeal, it does attract a lot of those healthcare tourists. Um, with that said, some experts do advise against the practice for multiple reasons. Some healthcare providers in the U.S. won't do follow-up treatment if they know that a patient got treatment in a different country just for liability purposes. And there is an issue that experts have warned where if there's a complication in a foreign country and you're there for healthcare, you might not be covered. So those are things to take into mind. People, with that being said, people that travel there or just people in general also admire the country for the some of the population's longevity in life. It contains one of the world's 5 pockets of longevity. It's up there with Japan, as an example, as having some of the world's oldest living people. So people see it as a healthy country. It's also known for its universal healthcare, as it provides universal healthcare to its citizens, which is seen as a positive from people where that isn't necessarily the case. Um, but one of the problems with the expansion of tourism is, with Costa Rican tourism gaining in popularity, the country is seeing an expansion of that, and people are fearing gentrification, specifically in places like the eastern region, eastern city Limon, which is a beach city. It is also predominantly historically black, and it is facing a big expansion in tourists being interested in that region. And so people are fearing that it is in danger of being gentrified. And it is being targeted by politicians. They're throwing money at the region to build resorts and just invest in general so that it does become a tourism hotspot. That is the goal of the country's government. Um, Costa Rica is also seeing a rise in permanent tourists, specifically during the pandemic. There have been a lot of Americans that have fled the high housing costs in the U.S. for Costa Rica's more affordable housing and its tropical landscapes as well. Um, and yeah, those are the main issues with tourism in Costa Rica. Now I want to move on to the banana trade. Costa Rica was a big player in the banana trade when it first exploded. It was the main hub for the trade when United Fruit Company began offering bananas in the U.S. in the early 1900s. The explosion of popularity that bananas saw at the time led to a huge expansion of banana plantations in Costa Rica, where the United Fruit Company was operating. With that expansion came a lot of worker exploitation, and many workers died paving the way for railroads, the plantations themselves, and the living, the houses for the workers and the company's executives. There was a lot of people that died because the forest there can be so harsh. Today, United Fruit Company has rebranded to Chiquita, which you can see in many grocery stores. If you walk into a Publix, the bananas might be Chiquita, or any grocery store in the U.S. really. And workers still do face harsh conditions, but they are brought on by today. They're brought on mostly by poisoning in chemicals and pesticides used on the banana plantations. Not only are the workers affected by the poisoning, but local surrounding communities are also seeing birth defects and just higher rates of cancer because of these chemicals. Um, and the current day plantations are also helping to further deforestation in regions like Costa Rica, and it is having an effect on climate change, which Costa Rica is known to want to avoid. Although the banana trade did start off really big in Costa Rica, it is not. Costa Rica is no longer the hub. The banana trade is pretty spread out during Latin America nowadays, but there are still a significant amount of number of banana plantations today. So in conclusion, although Costa Rica is viewed as one of the most progressive countries in the world, there are some problems hidden underneath the surface that may not get as much coverage as the positives do, such as worker mistreatment, homophobia, and gentrification. Thank you for sticking with me, and appreciate it.